Sorry, I'm still tweeting, so I'm being incredibly rude. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, we're live. Sorry. Great start, guys.
Welcome to Isolation Gigs podcast. We haven't been here for a couple of weeks. We've been working hard on a charity single for the NHS, which we're going to chat about, which we chatted about last time, and we're going to kind of delve a little bit deeper into, give you some updates on how that's all progressing. And it's progressing really well, I'm happy to say. And today we are joined by Charlotte Campbell, who is part of the single. Hello, Charlotte.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
No worries. And Chloe Porter, who is also the co-host, and she is on the single as well.
Hello.
So I hope everyone's well. This lockdown is becoming a bit of a tiresome kind of event now, isn't it? Shopping's getting a bit annoying. I went shopping earlier, and while it was quite nice when lockdown was on, now there's just people everywhere, and the shops aren't even properly open yet, which is crazy and a bit worrying. Yeah. But still, us musicians, we're still sat around doing various live stream gigs, various recording projects and writing projects, and whatever we can kind of do from our flats and our houses and wherever we're isolating. So here we are, basically. Not a lot has changed. So
I was thinking, actually, we should probably change where we sit, because it's like nothing's changed. We've got the same background behind us. We haven't moved for 10 weeks.
I really want to do one outside, but I live right on a road that goes past my window. So I'm like, well, there'll be cars every time, but maybe one of these I'll go to the park and test the 4G.
I'm not sure about the 4G right now on my end. So it's taking a dip.
I know, but so we're really happy to say that by tomorrow everyone can pre-save our single, which is Be More Kind. Yeah, it's brilliant. Be More Kind by a Frank Turner cover, and we have got together 18 artists to make it happen. Musicians, singers, and then producers, mastering engineers, and everyone's kind of given their time for the cause, and we're hoping to raise as much money for the NHS as possible. So by tomorrow I will be sending out a pre-save link so everyone can pre-save it, and hopefully we can see it on the charts and take it places. But firstly, I just wanted to welcome Charlotte and just say thank you for joining us. I first came across your music, I think, through Daisy Chute, and having known Daisy for a little while, and then we kind of met virtually on a virtual boat, didn't we?
You did. Yeah.
I think it was the first Zoom gig I'd ever done. I think it was the first time I'd ever used Zoom, so I really had no idea how it was going to work, but it was actually really nice. And
it was a really nice way to start the whole lockdown, I think. Yeah, let's do a little virtual gig. Yeah.
It was, yeah, and it was really fun, and it was really nice to hear your music as well, like in that kind of like live stream settings, and since then you've been really busy, haven't you? You've been doing loads of gigs.
I have kept quite busy. I've tried to. I think I have to, so I don't lose my mind. So I've kind of just I have to always be doing things. And I think we talked a little bit before actually about this. Sorry, I know you guys didn't. The viewers maybe didn't hear us. But I feel like I'm stealing your point, Chloe. But sort of feel like you're moving forward all the time as a musician. I think if you just sat on this time and didn't do anything, I think you'd look back on it and really regret it. So I just wanted to just make sure I was constantly, at least practicing the songs that I know how to play. And hopefully improving my skills as a performer, even from lockdown. Yeah,
and I think I'm the same. To have a project to work on, or 2 or 3 little projects to work on, was kind of key to kind of keeping your sanity for me.
Absolutely, yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been a really long period of bleakness. I would have said.
Yeah, I think we, as musicians, we keep ourselves so proactive, and we don't. I've certainly taken for granted how much I've moved around in a week,
Yeah.
And I'm sure you do, Charlotte, in terms
absolutely,
of everywhere. So it is definitely inbuilt in us to keep moving, but it's kind of just making sure in this strange little universe that we're in right now. It's like figuring out what the balance is, but you seem to be doing pretty well with that, I think.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I think I definitely took on a lot at the start. I was saying yes to everything, and I was creating loads of my own streams. But I think also for the viewers as well, I think you can't do too much, because there's a lot of people live streaming at the moment as well, and you don't want to just be like constantly giving people too much to watch, because it's overwhelming, and it's it's nice for it to be a treat when you come on and like for them to tune into your stream. So I've fallen into a nice pattern now, I think, of doing a weekly stream that people tune in for, especially, and it's been kind of nice, to be honest. I felt like I've connected with people who follow me online in a way that I didn't used to before. It was always about finding new fans, a bit like a bank, trying to get new customers. Whereas like I don't think I was actually really giving the people who'd already really connected with my music that much time. It was always like, come to my gigs if you can, but if they lived in different countries or couldn't, for whatever reason. This has made me realize, I think, so much that like there's a lot that you can do with online stuff that actually reaches people that you might not normally be able to listen to your music. So that's been a learning curve. For sure.
Yeah. And have you seen a lot of people watching the live gigs that from like your live scene, because you busk down at the South Bank, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, and I have a couple of like regulars that used to come and see me play live, maybe once a week or once a month, or even less than that, like, because I've been doing it for a long time, like about 7 years. I've been playing that down there quite regularly, and I'd have people that would come down maybe every 6 months or once a year. Like they would visit London from another country or a different part of the UK and come down especially. So that's been nice to sort of see them more regularly, see them once a week rather than once a year, or that kind of thing. And so I feel like I've got quite a lot of regulars now on my live streams. It's just positive. How about you guys?
So I was just going to say, I don't think you're alone in that feeling of, trying to reach new people all the time when you're out and about, because, you understand that people can't always come to your gigs or come to whatever you're doing. So you have to kind of keep putting it out to new people. But yeah, it's really, I totally resonate with you in that it's really nice to stop and actually appreciate the people that are following you and are supporting you and are
exactly
for what you're doing, because you don't make that time normally. And
no, I don't. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, so I think I'm quite grateful for this time for to be able to have made that connection a little bit more. I'm quite happy really with that.
Yeah, and Chloe, you find a lot of regulars on your Sunday sessions, don't you? That come back week after week after week.
You know what? Yeah, every week I come off the session and I say I do a Sunday session with our dad, Buskin Bruce, we've called him, and I say to him, and I'm like, I just, every time I read the comments, I think I'm so touched that they've come back and that they want to hear it. And I took a week off 2 weeks ago because I just was a bit under the weather, and I just thought, you know what, I just need a breather from the online space for a moment. And I was surprised at the amount of people that said, "Oh, thanks for letting us know. Would look forward to seeing you again." And it's so encouraging, and
it's really lovely. Yeah, it's really nice. As you say, it's really nice as well that they tune back in every week, because you're like, well, you've seen it now, but you want to watch it again, which is like that's really good.
And I've had people say, "Oh, so sorry, I missed it, but I will catch up." And I think, don't worry.
You don't know,
Get with your life, but equally, it means a lot, and it's nice to know you're. Like, we could not be doing that at the moment. We could totally just be accepting that live gigs aren't happening and we're just going to do other things. But I think if it's built in as much as it is for all of us, that feeling of keeping it going is important. And also to know that it is actually bringing joy and something to other people is what keeps me going anyway.
Yeah, and I've had some really, really nice messages. I'm sure you have as well, from people who've everybody's going through a weird time at the moment. I think obviously as musicians, there's a sort of level of uncertainty that I think is maybe more than some other people. But I think for everybody, it's such a strange time. And I've had some really nice messages from people to say that the live streams, make their day or cheer them up, or and that means a lot as well. And I'm like, oh, good. I'm actually, this isn't just for me then, because a lot of it is just my own. I just really want to keep playing live. And then the fact that it actually for other people is making a difference, I'm like, oh well, that's a bonus. It's great.
Definitely. Well, also you've had people say to you that your Saturday nights are like one of the highlights of their weekend and stuff.
That's so nice.
Yeah, and when it first started, I had people saying, "Oh yeah, we're sitting in our living room, singing along and stuff like that." And I haven't done one for a couple of weeks because I've mainly been working on the single and doing loads of promotional stuff for that. And but I'm looking forward to getting back next week to doing it once we've released the song, and you know, it'll be a bit of a celebration kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've also had people that like have not seen it live, a bit like you said, and they've lined up like 3 or 4 weeks in a row, and they've just they said,
they're binge watching you.
Yeah, and who would have ever thought that would be a thing? You know,
really.
I'm going to binge watch all your gigs.
You're Elliot Porter, the new Netflix.
Yeah. Hopefully, I didn't play the same song like in the same order all the time, but who knows?
You don't.
Yeah, it's been cool, and to see the regular people as well that, like you say, get disappointed if you don't do it is really nice because it's just a new way of doing things, and I think it's been really positive. It has got a little bit hard to keep up the momentum, I think, for myself. But I think a little break and then coming back to it is good, because I think, Charlotte, you said when this started, you were a bit like me. I think I was doing about 3 or 4 gigs a week. Various different platforms and people that are asking me, and after a while, I did think, oh, maybe I should strip it back a bit, and that's a bit like what you did, I think.
Yeah, I did. And actually I did the same thing as Chloe. Like, I was doing it a lot, and then I had like I kind of just felt a bit burnt out. I'd said yes to everything. So then I was like, guys, I'm just going to not do one this week. And I had quite a few really nice messages like, oh, we understand, and like, no worries, but can't wait for next week. And then I was like, oh, so people do want it, because there was a part of me, I think, that started to lose hope almost. It was like, when are things going to open up? And at first, when everyone was live streaming, it was like, it was really positive. And then when it seemed like it was like, actually, this is going to be the new normal for a while, it did get me down almost. I was like, oh, but then those messages made me just think, oh, actually, people do want this. They're not just humoring me. they're not just tuning in for my sake, they're actually enjoying it. And so that's quite inspired me to start back up again and do it more regularly. And now I do, as like you do Sundays, I do Fridays, sort of a weekly thing. Oh, we've got the whole weekend covered here: Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, and we got you in the morning.
Yeah, and I do Saturday mornings as well. Yeah.
For anyone with kids out there.
Oh yeah, I do a kids show, everybody. It's Saturday morning at 11. Although we're actually we're coming to the end of the sort of series on that. So this Saturday is our final one. And then we're going to tune in on Saturday, and then we're going to do a monthly show after that, just because I do that one with my boyfriend, who is also a kids entertainer, so he's got that kind of flair for talking to children and singing children's songs. So but he's actually going back to work at a coffee shop serving coffee. So Saturday mornings is prime time for coffee. So so we thought it's a good time. I think now that things are starting to reopen, maybe people won't be in their houses on a Saturday morning quite as much. So it's time to end the kids show, which I'll be sad about, because I've enjoyed learning a new Disney song every week.
Also, I think it is starting to get to the point where we look to the long term a little bit more, isn't it? Of, like you say, this is going to go on for longer for us, especially us creatives. And so it's going, well, what momentum can I keep up, and what other things do I need to include, so that I feel like I've got the balance of a rounded life in this kind of weird place. So it's like, actually, monthly is a great thing, because people have that every month to know, okay, cool, I can tune into that. And
and I think sometimes as well, like that, I think if you do it every week, and maybe I think more with the kids show, because it was quite novelty, because it was like we're doing specifically like Disney songs and funny songs. I think sometimes like people would watch it and enjoy it and maybe tune in the next week, but like be like, oh, I won't watch this week, I'll watch the week after. But I think if you've just got one a month, then I think people can kind of promote that and be like, this is something you should tune in for. And then you get quite a nice little surge of people watching at once, which is nice. It is nice to have people watch it live and comment and be active. I think it's kind of a nice thing. It makes it feel a bit more like a live show, even though there's no round of applause at the end, which I'm still that is always nice. Yeah.
I think like you were saying, it's a really different energy that you have to create when you do that, because busking is a really tiring thing as well, isn't it? But at least you have people there, and you're out in the outside and stuff. So there's a different energy, and the same with gigs, isn't it? There's people.
There's always movement. There's always something going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think the only thing I would say is that probably with busking, that's the closest that anyone really could come to live streaming in the sense that you're not sure if there is going to be an audience there, like, and sometimes you finish a song and nobody claps. So I would say that's one of the things that live streaming hasn't been too much of a jump for me, because I'm kind of just like, I know how to end a song without an applause and just go, okay, next song.
That's really interesting, because I think I'm probably the opposite, in that most things I've done are either theatre or gigging, and it's always live audience. It might not be a huge audience all the time, but it's always a guaranteed I'm doing it for an audience. So.
But there is like an etiquette of people are sat listening and the song ends and they clap. Whereas with busking I know what you mean.
But that's maybe why you were able to kind of do so much at the start and still be doing so much with so much energy, because it's not as
I've learned to like, which, and it really is it's something I took a long while to learn, but to like validate myself without the need of being people. And I think a lot of musicians, like, the validation comes from people going, that was great, and clapping, and but with busking you kind of have to just validate yourself and be like, okay, that was good, I was next song, it's okay, it's going well, keep going. So
really,
that
really
stamina and resilience I've definitely learned from busking. That's been a really good learning lesson from busking.
That's really interesting, actually, because whenever I've gone busking, I've found it a little bit similar, and but it's also I've sometimes chucked in songs which I probably wouldn't have played at gigs, like venue gigs, or gigs where I'd normally rehearse the set for, and I found live streams are a little bit like that too. So I can definitely see the similarities, because throwing in songs on the live stream doesn't seem as scary sometimes.
It's good. I know what you mean. Like with gigs, like, it feels like if you've got a gig and you've got half an hour set, you want every song to be like chosen for a reason, and like, all killer, no filler. You want it to be really good. Whereas I think with busking and with live streams, you can have the stage for almost as long as you want, so you can, and it gives you the chance to try out songs that you might not normally play live, that's kind of exciting.
It's cool, and that self-validation thing, I think that is something that I could definitely identify with, and I think people doing live streams have had to kind of find their own place in their live stream, and how they're kind of like the enjoyment they get out of it, and because I've certainly found sometimes I've been like, is anyone enjoying it? Is anyone watching? Kind of thing. And I still get it, even I've done it for like 9 weeks, I think.
I know.
I did it for like 9 weeks in a row, and by the last one I was still getting those feelings. So it just shows it is like gigs, really, because it's same. You always get nervous for gigs and stuff, don't you, as well? So
have you found that you have any like sort of things that you say, like, even though as I said, I'm sort of used to not having the audience, I've noticed that when I finish a song and I'm sort of just taking a moment to kind of think what I'm going to play next, I go, all right. And when I've watched back my things, I hear myself going, all right. And it's like, it's not even my own accent. I don't know who's saying it. It's like, not me. Like, who is this girl? I don't know. It's like really weird.
I've got me and Buskin Bruce, we've realised, because we've watched ours back a few times, and we've realised that it's more him than me, but he laughs pretty much after every song. It's always and then I'm like, what's so funny? Like, nothing was actually funny, really.
But it's almost like a slightly awkward laugh. But that's quite nice, because a laugh is a little release of whatever nervous energy you've got, I guess.
After every song. So like, now we're just laughing for a gig rather than singing.
That sounds like nice to watch, though. It's good energy.
I think so. But how about you, El?
I think sometimes I just go, it's almost like, right, okay, that was that. Next one. Right.
Actually, he has a weird way of, when we really like a song, like, as in, oh gosh, we've not heard that for a while, and we're at home watching it, we're clapping. He it's like he knows, and he goes, yeah, thank you so much. Like, you always seem to know when we're really applauding you.
Well, maybe
it's really weird.
Maybe it's, if I think it's gone well, then I say thank you.
You can hear the applause. You're like, I know that they would have loved that.
If I think it's died in its arse, or maybe I've just gone like, oh, okay, next one.
Let's move on.
I have found myself trying songs which I wouldn't normally try, and then I've been like, I don't really know this song very well. I've asked for it, and I've kind of like cut it short by a verse or something, because I can't remember like exactly how it goes. But
I think it's fine.
It's been fun, hasn't it? Like,
yeah.
I was thinking back, and it has been like, I don't know how long it's been, but 2.5 months or something.
Yeah, nearly 2.5 months. It was.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to check the date, and then Siri decided to get involved. Yeah, it's 2 months. Well, like technically lockdown from the 23rd of March, but I'd stopped gigging by the 16th of March.
Same.
That was
We were all the same, I think.
Yeah, so 2.5 months, pretty much.
Yeah. And,
mad, isn't it, when you actually realise it's been 2.5 months?
Wow.
It's like it's not just weeks anymore; it's months.
So strange, but I'm definitely gonna look back on it as a time when, like, you know, new interesting things came about, which I'd never really imagined doing or thinking about before, and I guess that kind of like leads on quite nicely to the charity single, because
I was gonna say
me too.
Like recording a song with 18 musicians all isolated in different places. That's definitely a new thing.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that today, because obviously I've been doing a few radio things, and I've been talking about it, and when they actually read out everyone's names at the end, who's on it, like, it goes on forever, and I was like, wow, have we actually managed to get this many people on one record like before? Because I don't know about you, Charlotte, but I think the most people I've ever worked with on one record is about 4 or 5, probably.
Yeah, same, absolutely.
Like my band or something. And Chloe, you're in a harmony 5-piece, but you've got more musicians.
So we will have had more on ours. Yeah. Also having like swing musicians and stuff, it's always a bigger setup, isn't it? But equally, it's still nothing on 18. Especially in these circumstances. Every time I think about it, I'm like, that's really cool.
I know. And
it's sort of, it is unique to this time, because I think a lot of musicians, we're all really busy gigging, and like I think a lot of the people on the record would normally go, I'd really love to, but I'm just so swamped right now. But like none of us are, because we're all like just want to be involved in something and feel united. So it's kind of a nice thing to get involved with and be like, I actually have time, and it's nice to feel like I'm part of something. So thanks for having me on it, because it was really lovely to be asked, by the way.
No, absolutely. You. And because when I was kind of putting together all the musicians, it was quite tricky to like think about where everyone would sing and you know how it would all work, and I was just kind of hoping that it would, and I'm really, really happy with how it's worked out. And for example, you're singing with John Snodgrass from the US, who's actually one of Frank Turner's mates. And like, I bet, you know, these kind of things would never have happened, like you say, if we had not been in lockdown. And you know, I don't think I'd have been able to get hold of so many people.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's been really nice to see how those kind of like different worlds merge, and you know, that it turned out really nicely, that it worked out the way that we'd done it. We had people actually almost harmonizing naturally over each other.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Because I think I mentioned to both of you, we were going to do like separate harmony sessions, but in the end, it turned out we had so many really cool vocals that some people had done harmonies like naturally, and some people had just sung a different kind of melody, and it worked like, which was like really, really cool and surprising to me, because obviously I was the kind of guy getting all the vocals and then sending them to Steve to mix, and when I was hearing them all, I was thinking, oh, actually, yeah, this is
great. Yeah,
something a lot bigger than I'd imagined. You know,
that's so great.
And, I was going to say, I think what's amazing about that is that it's just organic, and it's created this product that you couldn't have even quite imagined, because you had an idea, but then it always, and that's beautiful, isn't it? The way that it's just developed.
Yeah. And Charlotte, had you heard the song before, or was it a new?
Yes, yeah, I'm a big Frank Turner fan, actually. So I was like quite glad when you sent me that, when you said that was the song we were doing. I was like, oh, great, I love that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a few people actually that have said similar, and you know, I think because of the message of the song is such a kind of, you know, poignant message at the moment. I think that was another thing that people really wanted to get involved with as well, because you know, trying to help out the NHS, but also I feel like, I don't know if you guys feel like, I feel like it goes beyond that. It's a bit more kind of trying to lift people out of lockdown, lift people up. And I think it's got quite an uplifting feel to the song, which I didn't actually think that it would. I thought it would be a little bit more lower key, but actually it seems to be quite uplifting and powerful.
Yeah, it's really lovely. It's a really great message, and it's a really good choice of song.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think the same is the dynamics that have sort of been created in the song, and the sort of difference that it is to the original. I mean, the original's amazing, but the way we've taken it and made a different sort of spin on it, it does leave you feeling kind of full in your heart. And I think that's what, that is what the message is. It's like you say, it goes beyond just the NHS. It goes like forward to everybody. It's like, if we can't learn to be a bit more kind to each other right now, then when will we? Like, when are we gonna stop? I know it's never, there's always going to be contrast in the world, but if you can do your small bit, and I feel like this song says that if you can do your bit to be more kind, then it's only going to transfer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Outwards.
No, absolutely. And in fact, we have a couple of comments from our producer.
Oh,
awesome.
Hi, Stephen.
Yeah. Hey, Steve. So good to see people being positive and creating great music, and he put all the great music together, so that was really cool.
Legend.
And it was lovely to hear everyone's interpretations, and I would echo that, because when I set out all the kind of different parts for people to sing, I left it pretty open to because that's how I like to do it, really, leave it open to different people's interpretations. And I was really interested, the way you sung that last line in the verse. I thought was really, really great.
Oh, thanks. I really struggled, actually. I spent ages singing it the octave above, and I was like, and I just couldn't get it. And then I just for 1 second just was like, why am I pitching this so badly? I spent 40 minutes singing it really high, and then I was like, this is it's only 2 lines. Why am I stressing? And then I just took it down an octave and was like, I'm just going to sing it here. This is absolutely fine. And then it was nice. Yeah.
I hear what you're saying as a female singer. I ended up doing my chorus up the octave, because when I did it lower, it just had no impact. But you might have a lower voice than I do. Or
I do. I have I have a surprisingly low voice, and that's why I was glad though to have the verse, because I was thinking actually it works. I was thinking, what if it sounds weird if I sing it really low? But I was like, I think it should be okay, because it's just the verse, so it's quite low key, and then someone hopefully with a higher voice can do the chorus. So it works out.
It's also earlier on in the song, so it's sort of it's the way that you present it and the way that your truth comes through when you sing it is so right for that moment, I found.
Oh, good. Thank you. Good. I'm really glad. I think that's worked really well, because then it means also then it could lift as well when we go into the chorus. So yeah. Oh, I'm glad that worked out.
I think Elle's interpretation of hearing who should sing what came through really well.
Yeah, good job.
I'm just really happy that it actually worked out, because like I say, some people I'd met before and I'd worked with and sung with and stuff, but some people I've never met on the record. So that's been really cool as well. It's been really exciting to get to work with these people, which are probably we probably would get to work together in the real world, but probably not on a song specifically. So
well, it's funny because before this I've not met you either of you before, but but Elliot and I, we were supposed to do a gig together, but before sort of March time, and then that obviously got cancelled due to Corona, and then but it's sort of funny because I don't think otherwise we would have maybe done that gig and then been like, well, good to meet you, and then never really met again, and now we do a record together.
Exactly.
A forever bond.
And it's crazy that out of this time, then we'll have this song, which hopefully people are going to listen to for ages, and then it's going to be a cover that people are going to really, really like, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really exciting.
So it's really exciting, and I think to kind of get the NHS involved as well, and I don't know if Charlotte will know this, but we've been kind of talking to actual NHS employees as well, people that are actually working on the front line. So along with the main video where we'll all be singing, I'm going to do a little kind of community video which shows NHS NHS in the community, and how people are getting behind the NHS during lockdown. So like pictures of drawings that kids have done.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, can I send you one? Because my niece has done one, so I've got one up in our window. I'll send you.
And also, if you know anybody linked, then just
great. I will. That'd be great.
It's all about just getting the right people that the people we want to support. Firstly, knowing that we're doing it, isn't it, and knowing that we care. So it's just.
Oh, it's really great, you guys. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and actually, if anyone's watching that wants to send in any pictures or messages, and if you work in the NHS, ElliotPortermusic@gmail.com. Just send it over, because I've started putting it together, and I realised I actually need a lot.
You've got to fill the time.
Fill up 3.5 minutes of song. So that's going to be. I think I'm really looking forward to that. I've seen the real video, and I'll be sharing it with you guys probably privately in the next couple of days, and that looks amazing. So the NHS video is going to be cool, because I wanted people on the NHS to know that we were doing it, and get their kind of feedback. So we're going to have some quotes from people, and I'm probably going to do like an NHS event for our local hospital next week to time with the thing, and maybe some hospital radio as well. So just to kind of cover all bases and make sure that like people in the NHS know that we care, really. So
that's 100%. So great.
And it's any like responses we've had from people that are working and have pre-heard the song, because anyone that we're sort of trying to connect with, we're going to let them know what it is we're doing. They're just loving it. Like it's
I bet.
Really feel the energy from it. So
it's had
the power in numbers as well. Like the amount of people you hear on the record, you just think, it's just powerful.
Yeah,
I think so. And I think like I was saying last week, probably, or the week before, whenever it was, like I would have done a piano version of it anyway, but I just like thought, well, why don't we just try and make it as big as we possibly can, and go, because at the moment I think it's the only time we could do this, and otherwise it would we'd all be too busy, and it'd probably take months. But it's been really cool to put it all together in the space of, I don't know what it's been, about a month probably.
I'd say a month, like
maybe a month,
maybe a bit more then. When did you got the final track this time last week, was it, or
it was probably Thursday last week when we finally got the actual master. So
and now it's just a week or so away from release.
So next Friday.
Exciting.
Next Friday. June the 5th.
And I can't believe it's June already, to be honest. Looking back to some of our earlier podcasts, and like the light is kind of like dark, it's like it's like not even summertime, and now it's kind of like summertime.
It's like full, like sun's up, not even sunset.
So weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. But Chloe, do you have any other questions you want to?
I was just going to say to you, what bits of information do you want the listeners to kind of know about? We've got, like we say, we're pre-saving from tomorrow. But in between now and when it releases, like, is there anything we can't? We've already said to anyone that knows anyone in the NHS to reach out, but is there anything you want them to know that's coming up, or just to keep their eyes and ears peeled for, really?
Behind
the movement.
Of course, so reiterating that NHS thing, if anyone knows anyone in the NHS that wants to get in touch, what's a really cool thing is we've been asking people if it's possible, because obviously they are really busy and they've got loads of important work to do, but if it's possible, they can make little signs just on a bit of paper, maybe with like a marker pen, just saying "Be more kind," because we want to kind of create a thing where we've got loads of people holding up the "Be more kind" kind of message. Keep it really simple, and obviously they will be NHS workers, which is exactly what we want, kind of thing. So if anyone has any pictures or wants to do that, please feel free. Obviously we're speaking to people that we know, and actually Johnny Stemp, who's on the record, is actually an NHS worker.
Oh, amazing.
Which I didn't know about until I spoke to him, I think earlier this week, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm actually working in the NHS every day." And he recorded a video like before he went to work one day, I think. So yeah, he's going to probably get a few people involved as well, which is cool. But the
makes it that bit more real, doesn't it? Having someone on the record who's actually working in it as well.
It does, yeah. And and it's that connection that we wanted. But yeah, that's the main thing. And so tomorrow people can pre-save. We will be spreading the link about everywhere. So it's kind of a Spotify pre-save. And I think it will go through Apple Music as well. And we just want as many people to pre-save it as possible, so that hopefully we can take it up into some kind of chart or something.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, just getting people behind it. And then we're putting out a teaser video tomorrow as well, which is just like a really small snippet of the main video. And then obviously next Friday is the release date, so then people can share it about as much as they like, wherever they want. Watch it on YouTube, listen on Spotify, Apple Music. But go to the Just Giving page they can go to the Just Giving page now. So if they hear of the project and they like what we're doing, we've got the Just Giving page already set up. So we've already had some. I think we've already had some donations to it actually. Yeah. And that money goes.
Is the link in the description of this video?
Yeah, I'll put it in there actually. So as soon as we come off, I'll put it on. I'll put it in the comments now actually, just in case anyone.
Good call.
Anyone watching wants to get involved.
But also if you want to just keep up with anything that we're doing, we've got the Isolation Gigs page on Facebook and Isolation Artists. So follow both of them, and you can keep up with all the different sort of things that we're bringing out in the next week, and just to make sure you know that it's all happening and that it's coming out next Friday. So nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've just got there it is. On the YouTube thing. So so I guess what would be kind of funny, well not funny but cool, is to ask Charlotte, what are your kind of future plans? Like, what have you are you working on anything that you're going to be doing? We don't know when it's going to kind of finish, do we? So
I think that's the thing, is very uncertain. I sort of had, when it all started, I was like, oh, this will be fine, take a bit of time off from gigging and busking, and get involved with some things like this single, and do a bit of home recording, and I'll be back to normal by the 1st of July. And now that doesn't really seem likely, so I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm hoping that, especially with busking, there's a chance that I might be able to get back to that sooner, because
I was gonna say,
it's in the open air, so there's that sort of chance. But then again, I don't know if people will want to interact especially with a stranger. with a gig, they've chosen to go there but with busking, it's a little bit more like you're sort of taking them by surprise, and that's not what you really want in a pandemic. So I don't really want to and I don't know if people will want to touch cash. And I am actually quite a 21st century busker, so I take contactless card reader, and I've got obviously with PayPal and things, there's ways of updating busking for a 21st century, especially, or a Corona style. But I don't know, really. I'm not sure if it's really going to be something that people need. It's unfortunately, as much as we like to think we're essential workers, I think there's a point where we have to admit that we're not really needed for a little while, unfortunately. Yes. While we are very much missed, and I think actually for people's mental health, we are in some ways essential. It's we might not be able to get back to it. So it's with that in mind, I had planned from the beginning of lockdown, as soon as it started, I was like, right, I need to record some new music. I released an album in 2017, and that's the last time I released any new music. And I've just been coasting a little bit, because I actually released 3 albums. I released an album in 2013, 2015 and 2017. I was bang, 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 and it was and whole albums, of songs. And then I was just a bit burnt out by that point. So I didn't really do anything. So then at the beginning of lockdown, I was like, okay, this is my time. I'm going to record a new EP. But it's, what are we, 9 weeks? And I've just started now, because I got sidetracked with with this single and with live streaming and a couple of other projects. I worked on the Daisy's single for the NHS, Give Thanks, as well. Daisy Chu, who's on there. Cool. It was really nice. It was a lovely single. Yeah, that was great to be part of. So I've just kind of enjoyed that element of being part of other people's projects and meeting other musicians and like producers like Stephen on the way. And then and now I'm finally working on my EP, so that's what I'm kind of going to focus on for the next couple of months, and hopefully not worry too much about playing live and just continue with the online stuff.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Do you have any plans to go back? Do you have any gigs in the diary still, or is it pretty empty?
I do still have some in the diary, but you know, I mean, the majority dropped in the first week or so. But there's some that just keep on getting shifted back, or just they're going, okay, now we've decided we're not going to do you now. So honestly, I think I'm not holding my breath for anything for the next few months at all in terms of live work. I'm not saying that, you know, that won't happen, but even if we get the okay for it to happen, it's still that consideration. What's the situation like in terms of, do we want to be out gigging with lots of people? And you know, we none of us know, do we? So it's it's a big patch of unknown. I don't think I've got many answers but I'm trying to keep I'm a dancer as well, so I'm trying to keep training on online classes as and when I feel like it, and I'm trying to keep in with the sort of my musical theatre side of the industry, just to not lose sight of that. But it's all just a few balls where I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing with that.
I think that's really great though that you're still keeping it up, because it's easy to just go, I'll just forget about that for a bit, but it's a muscle, and it's like something that you have to keep rehearsing, otherwise I can't
pretend I'm doing brilliantly at keeping it up, especially when I have my dip. But no, there's a few classes I concentrate on weekly, and I'm trying to sort of keep up with that, or at least keep in with different things that are being talked about within the industry, and making sure I know what's going on in that side. But personally, I'm also sort of delving into other passions, just to kind of give them a bit of breathing space and think about, you know, if this is a longer kind of period, do I want to maybe virtually study something just to have another string to my bow? But again, they're all sort of ponderings at the moment, and I'm trying. I think you're not alone in that. You thought, I want to set out and do this, and it's taken you till now to start. I think. I personally think I went into a fight or flight mode, and I didn't even realize it was happening until I realized I was overwhelming myself. And so, I think everyone's needed a bit of time just to accept the change, and then go, okay, this is a change, so we have to adapt to it, and then then have the energy to do the creative things that we want to do more of. I don't know. Would you agree, Al?
Yeah, I would. Absolutely. I was actually planning to take a break from music, but not until like later this year. So this has kind of like been a little bit of a break, but then I just threw myself into doing live gigs. So and putting this single out. So I'm still going to put the break off a little bit, but I think after all the singles done and everything, I don't think I've got many gigs at all. I think I've got one still hanging around in August, or optimistically looking like it probably won't happen anyway. But I'm probably going to do similar. Like, I'm just going to kind of write off the time a bit for live shows, because I don't really feel like it's the right time to do them anyway. And so I'm going to kind of like write that time off. And I've got a few recordings that I've demoed, and I've only really written like one thing, I think, during this period that I would use. But I've been sitting on a few recordings that I've not really been doing anything with for a few months anyway. So I'll probably try and record a couple of things, in the next couple of months, and just see what happens. But it was a bit of a weird time, because for the first few weeks I didn't really want to do much. Obviously the live stream gigs, that was all I kind of really wanted to do. I didn't really pick up a guitar or a piano. Well, I wouldn't really pick up a piano. Sit down at a piano and actually write anything for about 4 or 5 weeks, I don't think, because it was that kind of just figuring out what this situation was all about, really. First, and now it's kind of getting somewhere near the end, hopefully. I'll probably start thinking about things, but pretty similar. I'm not rushing anything. This project's taken up most of my time anyway, so I've been quite happy just to do that.
I was going to say, I've I've read a lot of different, you know, celebrities or creatives that have sort of been definitely kind of reminding everyone that this isn't necessarily a time to create your, you know, your masterpiece. This can really be a time just to kind of restore, go, you know, sit with some stuff and not put that pressure on. Everyone's different, obviously, and this will bring out different things in everyone. But I think it's a wise thing to acknowledge as well, because I think, you know, especially if you think, oh, I've got all this time that's been given to me, and now I must create something, or I should create something. That energy isn't a sort of a breeding ground for natural creation.
No, it's not good to put that pressure. Yeah, I agree. Like, and the thing is, as much as like there's a point of being like, oh, it's, you know, you can really take a positive side to this time, it's also a very traumatic time. And as much as like, even if it's not directly affecting you, like the world is under a massive trauma right now, and like, so like it's okay to maybe just give your whole mental state just a little bit of a reset and a rest, and not worry too much if you didn't write a novel.
And be more kind to yourself.
Be more kind, and just do some of the stuff that you kind of want to do rather than stuff that you feel you have to do, I suppose.
And
I think that's what I'm going to try and do kind of in the next couple of months, or 2 or 3 months, whatever it is, before we can do stuff again. So but yeah, it would be nice to do a gig. I was saying before we came online, like normally if we were doing a project like this, which is like this big, it would be lovely to get everyone together and kind of do a launch gig. But we're going to try and do a online gig next week, next Friday. I don't really know how it's going to work. I haven't really thought about it, but we'll figure it out. So we'll do some kind of online launch thing, and then we'll play the video and stuff like that.
Cool. That sounds great.
Involve some of the artists that want to get involved with the track and see what.
That's really great, actually, because I usually stream on Friday nights, but I'm taking next Friday off. Just as we talked about earlier, I just feel like I need a little breather because I've been doing it consistently every Friday night. So I'm taking next Friday off. So that's perfect. So I'll come. I'd love to join in if you will have me.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Come on board, because my thinking is maybe we'll do a little bit of something like this. We'll just get people like popping in and out, and you know.
Amazing. Yeah. Sounds great.
If we want kind of thing.
Sorry, I'm just in charge of my laptop. It's dying. Sorry.
No worries.
You carry on. Tell us all about next week, and I'll just put my laptop in charge. Keep going.
I don't know a lot at the moment about next week, but we'll do something to mark it, and we'll have the video premiered. Bishop's North Music Festival is going to let us stream from their platform as well. So we'll tie it all in together, and we'll do some nice kind of thing where otherwise, you know, we'd normally get together in a venue and show the video and, you know, have it on a big screen and stuff. And that would have been nice. But we can kind of pull all our people together that watch our streams and just go, just come and watch this instead.
Yeah, totally.
This is kind of like an interesting thing that's happening. So, it's great. So I'm conscious that we have gone past the 45 minutes that I was going to set, and I know, Chloe, you've got to go off reasonably shortly, haven't you? Yeah.
I mean, is there anything else that we want to mention, or anything else that anyone wants to say? Like Charlotte, you know, is there anything?
Just that it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been delightful to be part of this whole thing. So thanks very much, and I can't wait to see the video and everything.
Yeah. Well, no, thank you for coming on board, and thank you to all the guys and girls that came on board and gave their time as well, because I know it's not always kind of like, so many people have got different projects going on at the same time. So, but yeah, it's been really beautiful, and I'm just really excited to get it out to people, really.
Yeah, this is just the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about to start.
And people can look out for loads of stuff that I hope is going to be happening over the next week or so. So there'll be like little radio things, and you know, there might be an opportunity to get other people involved in that as well. Again, obviously we can't go into radio stations and stuff, and but there'll be hopefully a few opportunities to do things. So we're trying to be as creative as we can within the boundaries of what we're allowed to do. So that's it, really.
Cool.
Awesome.
So
pre-release tomorrow, pre-save tomorrow, and out next Friday.
That's it. Pre-save tomorrow. You can give to Just Giving already if you want. The page is there. I put the link on here. It'll be all over social media and stuff. Yep, down there somewhere. And look out for the teaser video tomorrow and the main release next Friday.
And Charlotte, thank you so much for
Thank you.
As we said, being a part of it, but coming on today. It's just so lovely to
it's nice to meet you, sort of.
I know.
Brilliant. And tune in next week when I'm going to be having a chat with Stephen, who produced the record.
Ooh, hi, Stephen.
And, and we'll probably get another couple of people on that maybe were involved in the record in some way. So, tune in next Thursday and we'll see you then.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.